General Hospital latest update. Michael plans a daring escape with the kids if he loses custody, leaving Carly panicked and desperate. Meanwhile, Elizabeth races to the airport for a tearful goodbye with Lucky, who's leaving Port Charles again with Aiden. Their emotional farewell, filled with love and longing, mirrors actor Jonathan Jackson's real-life send-off. At GH, Martin taunts Tracy about Drew's schemes, while Curtis hires Felicia to find Jacinda, hoping to spin a story that protects Portia and targets Drew. Tension builds as the custody case nears its verdict, and Michael and Willow receive a game-changing notification from the court. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital Wednesday, June 11th recap. Carly panics over Michael's escape plot. Liz races for Lucky goodbye. General Hospital recap for Wednesday, June 11th, reveals that Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, will panic over Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, escape plot while Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, race to the airport for one final farewell to Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson. After Lucky explained his decision to leave town, Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis, got him to promise he'd be better about keeping in touch. Laura didn't judge Lucky for doing what was right for him and shared a sweet goodbye with her son. In Portia Robinson's Brooke Kerr office, Isaiah Gannon saw Andy Wilson, approached her after her phone-throwing meltdown, and didn't buy her explanation about spam calls. Isaiah wondered if this had something to do with Portia lying to Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, since he overheard an intense conversation about the threat to her marriage, but she made it clear that was none of his business. Later, Isaiah caught up with Elizabeth and mentioned the cabin that Lucky gave him. After Isaiah wondered if Liz had really said everything she needed to say to Lucky, she texted him to wait for her at the airport. As they prepared to board their flight, Lucky and Aiden Weber, Colin Cassidy, discussed their travel plans since Aiden was coming with his dad for the summer. Aiden was already on the plane as Lucky waited for Elizabeth, who came to the gate and let him know that she'd never stop loving him. Lucky gave Liz a kiss and let her know he'd still think of her whenever he saw something beautiful. After one last look at Elizabeth, Lucky told her goodbye and headed for the plane. Liz stood there in tears as she uttered a soft goodbye to Lucky as well. While Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight, was ambulance chasing at GH, he ran into Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, and taunted her over all the Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, drugging drama. Martin suggested Tracy might need his services sooner than she thought. At the Metro Court, Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, confessed to Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ollie, that he heard something he wasn't supposed to. That led to Kai admitting Curtis wanted to find Jacinda, Paige Herschel, the escort, and pay her to say Drew took the ketamine on purpose. Kai pointed out Portia knew about this too, and that Curtis talked about not being able to figure out their marriage until he knew she was safe. None of this made sense to Trina, who trusted her parents over Drew and pushed Kai to just let this go. Kai agreed, but Trina still seemed nervous as he prepared to take a dip in the pool. At Aurora, Curtis summoned Felicia Scorpio, Christina Wagner, to hire her for a private investigating gig. Felicia got updates on Curtis' desire to find an off-the-grid Jacinda, though he claimed it was for part of a major story that Aurora was running. Curtis insisted he just wanted to talk and make Jacinda an offer. If Jacinda refused, Curtis assured Felicia that he'd respect that. That was good enough for Felicia, who took the job and shook hands with Curtis on the deal. Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, showed up right before Felicia left, so she assumed Curtis just hired Felicia to track down Jacinda. Curtis privately spoke to Jordan about his plan to pay Jacinda to tell a story against Drew. Jordan worried about how this could affect Curtis' reputation and suggested he could end up in prison or under Drew's thumb for the rest of his life. That was a risk Curtis felt he had to take. At home, Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, stood by her belief that Michael must have lied about what Wiley Corinthos, Byron Weaver, overheard as part of a manipulation tactic. Once Drew walked in, he praised Willow for being so incredible in court. That said, Drew thought they had this case in the bag the moment the truth about Sasha Gilmore Corbin's, Sophia Matson, baby came out. Drew predicted that Willow would win and insisted they would start fresh together in D.C. After Willow left to clear her head, Nina confronted Drew about Wiley thinking Michael didn't want him or Amelia Corinthos, Sequoia, and Serenity Mork-Mako anymore. Drew suggested that Wiley heard exactly what he needed to hear, and when Willow won custody of the kids, Drew felt Nina would agree. At Carly's house, Michael met with her along with Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, and Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard. Michael had concerns about being able to pull off a victory in court, so he announced that he'd leave the country with the kids if he lost. Carly flipped out over Michael's willingness to bail on the rest of his family, especially when Sasha just gave birth to his new baby girl. Michael didn't like this either, but he vowed to provide financial support and pointed out Sasha wanted to raise the baby on her terms anyway. After Michael offered news on Drew manipulating Wiley, he made it clear that he couldn't let his kids stay with Drew and Willow. Carly thought it was a mistake for Michael to become a fugitive, but he stood his ground on moving forward with his plan to flee if he didn't win custody. Unlike Carly, Jason and Sonny were more understanding about Michael being backed into this difficult corner. In the park later, Michael was with Wiley and Amelia when they stumbled upon Willow on a park bench. There was some awkwardness before Willow and Michael got phone notifications, which alerted them that the judge had made her decision. General Hospital spoilers say there's much more courtroom drama to come, so stay tuned. Today's next update: Lucky's goodbye to Laura doubles as real-life goodbye on June 11th. General Hospital. This goodbye was tough to watch. Before Lucky takes off again, his goodbye to Laura doubles as a real-life goodbye between the General Hospital vets on the June 11th, 2025 episode. Goodbye again. After Lucky, Jonathan Jackson, broke the news to his mom that he's leaving Port Charles again, Laura, Jeannie Francis, asked him what brought on his decision. He revealed he proposed to Elizabeth, Rebecca Herbst, and her turning him down led to him no longer wanting to be in his hometown. Laura assured him he was doing what's best for him, and this time around, he's taking Aiden, Colin Cassidy, on a summer adventure with him. When the two said their goodbyes, Laura reminded him that he's loved by everyone there in Port Charles, and Lucky thanked her for welcoming him home. This mother and son goodbye doubled as a real-life goodbye between Jackson and Francis. The two began working together on GH in 1993, and Jackson credited Francis for being the reason for his latest return. Wait for me. While Laura looked back on a photo of a 12-year-old Lucky, when Lucky and Aiden got to the airport, Lucky received an unexpected text from Elizabeth. Wait for me. Lucky held up the boarding process while waiting for Elizabeth to arrive, and when she did, he immediately noticed she had no luggage. Elizabeth told him she thought about joining them, but couldn't. Lucky assured her he would think of her whenever he saw something beautiful before the two shared a kiss and said a final goodbye. Are you sad to see Lucky go again? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.